everyone. So today we will be discussing on the topic on the module input-output programming and RMI concept. So in this video I will be mainly talking about the importance of input-output programming. So here basically the input-output programming it is nothing but the stream of data, that how these data is happen to be stored in the system and how we are receiving the data and how the Java programming language enables us to get all these data. So that is what mainly we are going to study in this particular topic. So basically there are various classes are available where it helps us to give the data into the system, as well as it enables us to read the data from the system. So basically we can divide the streams. Streams means the way the data, the type of a data. So mainly we can divide it into three types, which is nothing but character, byte and object. So first let's see what do we mean by a character streams. So basically character stream, it is nothing but what is a character, isn't it? It's like an individual letter. So when it comes to a whole text, how it is going to read, as well as how we are going to manipulate our data. So there are basically we have been handling with four classes. Okay, four types of classes are there, and four classes are having different purposes also. So let's see what is a file reader. Okay, so file reader, it is nothing but from the name itself it is very clear. It enables a user to read the text from the user. Now the one thing that everyone will get confused, like its type. If you recognize the type, it is mentioned as character input stream. Now why it is called character input stream? Because I can relate it with a very simple example. Like when you took a book from the library, when you read something, you guys are acknowledging the, you guys are acquiring the knowledge. So which is nothing but you are getting a data, which is nothing but a file reader. So that is why it is called it as an input stream. Now when it comes to file writer, it is nothing but the way how you guys are going to manipulate a data. If I want to write something, if I want to type something, or if I'm going to manipulate the existing data. And here the type is called an output stream, because for example if the student is going and writing an examination, so whatever in his memory he is just writing it off, isn't it? Which means he is making use of his mind, which is nothing but an output stream. So we can relate the file writer as an output stream. So if you identify this particular program, here these file reader and file writer we are getting from the package called java.input-output package. So you don't have to call them individually. Instead you can call this package directly. So if you analyze this program, I have created one class name, just nothing but character stream example. Then I have went to my main function. So here like if something happens to my file, suppose a file doesn't exist, it's better if I could give an exception name also. So we have already studied the types of exceptions, isn't it? So this is a better way of approach to give while doing the code. Then here the thing is I'm going to access the file first. So definitely I need to access the file, isn't it? So file writer means I'm going to add a data. So here, even though here the file name I have mentioned is sample.txt. Now suppose if the sample.txt is not there in my device, Java will automatically create it. So it is not such a matter if the file it doesn't exist in your system. So I have created the object. So inside the constructor I have given sample.txt. Now here this file, with the help of a file, now I'm going to perform my write operation. So file writer is having a method called write method. So we can only add the text with the help of a method called write. We can simply write the contents in my file. That is why with the object name called fw, and by using the method I was able to write the text which will be appearing in the sample.txt. Now fw.close, it is nothing but I'm closing that particular entire file which will get stored into the in my hard disk. So these all things are happening in file writer class. So file writer is a class. inside file writer I have created an object. I have mentioned the file name. With the help of the method called write, I was able to add the content in my file. Now if you go to the next paragraph, file reader, which is nothing but I'm going to access the content from the file. So I have mentioned the file name. Of course you need to mention the file, isn't it? So here the problem can arise if you are going to read a data, or if you are going to read a file which doesn't exist in your system. This input output exception should throw. That is why we are making use of that. Here I have mentioned one variable called ch, which is nothing but integer. Inside the SOP, I have just printed one random message. Now, if you recognize that while statement, while ch is equal to fr is the object name of read method. So, read method is coming from the class name called file reader. If it is not equal to -1, I can go to the SOP char then space ch. Here, basically, what is happening is if you go inside the while ch is equal to fr dot read. See here we are going to read the character in each character. See, that is the important concept that you need to understand in the file reader concept. So in file reader concept we are only reading each character, okay, not that whole text. So each character they are going to identify it as a separate ASCII value. For example, if I take the letter A, okay, one by one we are going. If I am taking the letter A, the value of A, it is nothing but 65. If I take a capital letter A, the ASCII value of A, it is nothing but 65. So here the evaluation is happening. For example, fr.read was 65. So now the value of ch will become 65. If 65 is not equal to -1, true only, no, it will go inside the body. Then here a typecasting is happening over there, isn't it? Which means that 65 will turn into its character, it is nothing but A. Okay, so the ch, it will read that particular letter. That letter's ASCII value will get stored into the ch. If that ASCII value is not equal to -1, it will enter inside the SOP, where that ASCII value will get changed back into its own character. So that is the way, like for example, if you are taking B is the next letter. So B's value is nothing but 66. So CH value 66. If it is not equal to -1, the controller will come here. Likewise, the rest. So it is performing with the ASCII value basically, but not it will never read the entire characters. Like one by one only, the performance is getting happened. So this is the one type of an character streams. We call it as a file input and file output. Okay, sorry, file reader and file writer. So file input and output is another type of a class that we will be explaining that later. So, and two methods which is being used in the file reader and file writer is the write method and read method. So if you want to access the data, or if you want to manipulate the data, you need to call this method with the help of an object. Otherwise, it won't get work. And don't forget to call the package, which is nothing but java.input-output. So this is the code. So you can make use of this example while explaining the importance of file writer and file reader. So thank you so much.